what are examples of transitions that a young athlete is going to face?
And I think like even very early on from going from rec to the select world, like that's one transition of like, how do I even make that jump? What's the difference in time commitment for my family? That's probably the biggest thing people ask at that age. Is my kid ready for that? If I don't do it early enough, am I going to be too late into the sport? Those are a lot of just like the young conversations I feel like I have. And then I think as they are starting to understand what their goals are, if it's collegiate, if it's I want to be a varsity starter, when you're 13, you 14, you having those conversations, that transition's also hard for families because I think there's, you've got a lot of recruiting type of programs that are out there that people can just go pay for and be on a platform and they feel like that's the right next step. But if no director or coach is in their ear to really share with them the whys behind that or what is the next step for my family, that gets a little lost in translation at times, and it just feels like the next thing they're supposed to do because they saw somewhere or another kid is doing it on their team or whatever. So I think that the really young youth transition is probably the biggest one, next to that kind of elite transition.
The transitions from even starting at the young level of, okay, I've maybe been introduced to the sport through a recreational level of some kind, and so now I want to get into the select level or the club level. And again, it's a positive and a negative, but there are many options for me. So and there's really no governing body kind of telling me how my athlete is going to kind of transition through that. So I'm a little bit on my own as a family to try to navigate that. So that's one transition. And then once I get into that, once I'm in the kind of select ball world, now I've got to make the transition. Okay, as my athlete grows and develops versus all the athletes around my athlete grow and develop, like is my athlete being served correctly? Are they on the right team? Are they not on the right team? Are they in the right program? So there's all those decisions to be made. And then as we get into the high school level, we have the goal of every athlete wants to be impactful for their high school team, but then they also have goals beyond that. Can they find the right fit inside of a college program? And so all of those things come into there's challenges with all of those, and so I think that being able to find a path and a journey for those athletes and then for them to be supported through all of those things,
Yeah.
I think is really important.